Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes, my dear Big Cat, we was having problems with connecting, then it kept cutting out and bouncing me around. Are you with me, darling dears? Come in! Come on! I've got intel. The planetary energies are. We have the Skullduggerous moon. Entering Virgo, the 6th house, darling dears. The 6th house of responsibilities. It's about your health, organization and groups, darling dears. Usefulness of said groups. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, no less. The planet that tells you to have what? A rational mind. It's also the house of what? The planet of what? Siblings, mate. Siblings. The Skullduggerous back front neck tabbers. No, they're not back front neck tabbers. I'm lying to you, darling dears. They're front tabbers. They're front tabbers. The moon in Virgo says there is plenty of work that you want to get done. The more you do, the more you may feel motivated to get done, darling dears. Just push it. Just don't push yourself too hard. Don't push yourself to breaking point, Scotty. Right. We need to talk about these what? Blood is thicker than water. Yet both can drown your BC and your RC. If you're Jamaican, you know what the BC and RC is. We're talking about those toxic tricks, those family members that are filled with jealousy, envy, and hate, darling dears. They ain't your day one, darling dears. God is the Most High. You will set amongst these what? Wicked ones. These what? Wolves in sheep's clothing. These Judases in a Peter suit to bring the light to a situation. Yet you was earmarked for black sheep, right? To be shunned. Why? Because you spoke the truth, Roof. Pinkies up. They've got the jealousy, envy, and hate. The envy is I can't stand that you have it. What's that? The je ne sais quoi, then don't have it. Jealousy is they don't want you to have it, right? But them can't do a thing about it. Why? The light is in you, darling dears, not on you. And envy, they will do anything to make sure that you don't have it and you lose it, darling dears. They lead with what? Backtaberation, darling dears. Bad mouth in you, bad mind is kicking in them like Jackie Chan. They will use malicious ways and ministrations to try and take you down. But the more they try to take from you, the more the Most High gifts you with, darling dear. And never you forget, my dear Big Cat. Time is like fine wine when the Most High sits high and looks low. They're manipulative. They're overcritical. They blame you for everything. Blame everyone for everything. They're shape-shifting and mean. They never show any remorse. Why? Because they didn't do anything. They was too busy blaming everyone. Right? And they're jealous of you. They're so jealous of you. They're so jealous. They're so jealous. Why can't they stamp their foot like Rumpelstiltskin and never be seen again? They won't do it though. They betrayed all of your confidences, anything you told them of a personal nature, anything wicked that happened to you in your life. That was table talk for them, darling dear. Why? They didn't talk about their own bottom feeding life or the mud hut they live in with the wicked just like they, them and They actively undermine any relationships. They laughed at your friends, they laughed at your partners, and they're laughing at your progenies. But remember, Big Cat, it's the cat that laughs last, that lasts the longest. They ignored you. They ostracized you. At the time when it was happening, it hurt you deeply. It cut you to the white meat, darling dear, until you realize you've been ostracized and ignored by feeble-minded simpletons. Bound for the spiritual short bus. And they didn't want you to grow up. They thought they could push you around like they did when you was a child. They didn't know that you was going to grow into your whole adult body and become the prototype of your lineage, sent to bend the matrix, to bring the light. Well, guess what? We're going in, big cat. Energies, up, up, up. I insist. Right. Now have it. I'm not having it, mate. I've got my cat ears on so that I can see everything. Right, let's get a rune stone and kick it off. Oh, you've got a thruple, darling dear. When the runes come out from left to right, right? Oh, and they've come out in the order that we need to talk to them about. Oh, good golly and gosh. Yes, baby. First has, what's that represented by devil energy? Controlling narcs, darling dear, sociopaths and psychopaths, darling dears. They need to go to a counselor who will direct them to the psychologist who will send them straight to an exorcist, darling dear. And they need to get some kind of cure for the can't take. What's that can't take? The big cat, darling dear. They've got a dis-ease in their body. When they see you winning, they feel bent out of shape. And this looks like an axe for your back chakra. But I already told you they're a front tabber. They're a front tabber. They went straight for your heart chakra until you realize they were heartless and mean. And you didn't have to be around them. From you're able to blink and breathe on your own, right? Able to bend the matrix and get to your own Skrilla.com. You left the T-Rex arms with the Tripitaka ways in your dust. In the rear view mirror, darling dears. That's why the rear view mirror is so small. Just like them, with their bad mind, kicking in them like Jackie Chan. As I said, this is Thursaz, darling dears. Lean in, big cat. Lean in. Represented by the letter X, or an ex-family member. You excommunicated yourself from the wicked. Nothing wrong with walking alone. I'd rather be on my own than amongst 100 people that has the same bloodline as me, trying to take me out with their gingivitis mouth and their evil mind, casting spell work with the wickedness in their mind and whatever I've got going on. As must you, big cat, my bestie. We're gonna leave together. Yes, like Thelma and Louise. Pinkies up. Yes, baby, they tried it, and now they're crying into their fist as they realize the wickedness that was being perpetrated in their life is the culmination of all their wickedness. They've got addictions, darling dears. They're living in their ego, which is not their amigo, darling dears, taking them to where? The spiritual short bus. And they're going on a trip past the sign that says you can't F off past this point. Well, yes, F off they must. This and that. This is Capricorn energy. And Capricorn is ruled by what? That's right, big cat, Saturn. That's coming through with some rules and regulations, darling dears, as Saturn enters Pisces, the 12th house of hidden enemies. Any of you that are into the occult, your tarot, any kind of esoteric work, darling dear, any form of healing work, know that you will be getting rewards from the 7th of March going forward. But I digress, darling dear. We still got to speak about those toxic tricks that dare to be of the same bloodline. As I said, devil energy. They always had an axe to grind with you, darling dear. But you was always protected. This is Ewa. This is temperance, darling dear. We've gone from the X, the letter X, to the letter Y. Don't ask why, darling dear. They're wicked. They can't help it. I told you, they've got the CT disease, darling. Disease of the envy, jealousy, and hate. That's their business, blood. You're an earth angel. It also speaks about the trustworthiness of you, darling dear. I told you, they told all of your business. Anything you told them, it's out there in them streets, and they've told it to the feeble-minded. These same merchants of slander that are running to tell that you're doing well. Well, that's their business. They're very upset. Represented by the letter Y, as I said, the number 56, 57, 58, and 59. It also speaks about you being protected, right? And it's also a reminder to stay motivated, darling dear. Be patient with yourself, because you had to do the slow, quick, slow, to get away from their skullduggerous grasp, darling dear. You have to remember, the wicked always consort with liars, right? My mother said there's nothing worse than having a thief in your house because they're a liar. Baby, it's a what? Foot race to hell. Yes, that's where they're going. H-E double hockey sticks. They're going there. We also have what? The sun card, darling dear, the sun rune. Swallow on its face. Low vibing mother foes. That's what they are. They expected you to be what? Gullible. It also speaks about bad counsel. They went and discussed you with someone else, darling dear, and someone gave them the bad counsel. Yes, agreed that you was bad-minded, that you're wicked, and that you think you're better than... Listen, they was talking to someone else from inside a mud hut. Baby, police. Represented by the letter S, the letter and the number 76, 77, 78, and 79, darling dears. The sun card doing a full forward roll, don't you know? Good golly and gosh. It speaks about what? Sadness, failure, and negativity, right? Their go-to moves. Failure, sadness, and negativity. So we've got S, we've got the Y, and we've got the X. Stop asking yourself the why. You had to wake up, big cat, to your divinity. We are going into a 5D world, and you had to be awake and aware and not around the skullduggerous. That's why when you asked Divine to remove a toxic partner from your life, Divine took everybody from you. Everybody had to go. It was like a stampede, straight to the crevice of the devil's balls. I told you, FORCAST was your first rune. So you know you was working with what? The devil's most diligent workers. They always had time to what? Cause controversy in your life. Let's throw these. So I want to see the planetary energies. Right. Oh, look at this. Devil energy in the reverse, darling dear. The Capricorn energy of it all. Saturn, I told you, they're getting the rules and the regulations. They're getting it without the Vaseline. And remember, when the karma comes for them, it comes for their family members, it comes for their work, it comes in the form of their partner, the friendships that they've got around them, and the other family members that hate their guts, but they have to be friends with them. Why? Because everybody knows that they're wicked, and they didn't want them around. They're a front tabber, right? We've also got 11. 11 is what? Aquarius energy, the 11th house. The 11th house is of what? Hidden enemies, darling dears. Friends. They thought you. They pretended to be your friends. It's also the house of groups. You don't bandy around in those circles, darling dears. You've got progressive ideas, right? And it also speaks about stepchildren. Some of them have stepchildren that are driving them mad, or they're having what? Whole newborn babies sprung up on them. Why? Their partner is a dick-dealing pedestrian sperm engineer. Talk about dick-dealing. Did you see what's going around the internet? That man, oh my God, he needs a caution tape. He needs to be put in a spaceship and told to leave Earth. He's got 7 children by 7 baby mothers and takes responsibility for none. He's going to die an old man, right? He's going to live long, darling dear, right? Maybe one of the progeny may what? Lock up and find him and kick his ass. But we don't know what's going to go on. But I do know what he's definitely going to get. What's that? That's right, big cat, karma.com. He's going to end up in a nursing home, right, where they hold back his medication. And you know those nurses that like to beat them into submission, right? Yes, he's going to get his ass kicked, right? Karma go kill Tim Kwati. How can you deny your own progeny? He tried to come off and say, oh, well, I told them I didn't want no one, no children, and I offered them abortions, right? From a woman. In case you didn't know this, big cat. From a woman becomes pregnant, right? You exchange cells with that fetus. Whether the fetus is born, miscarried, or aborted, darling dears, you still have those cells active in your body. This is why they always say a mother's instinct, you know what's going on with your child. But those same cells that you exchange with that progeny, the fetus, darling dear, whether the child is alive or passed away, darling dears, they still come to protect you. This is why. And there was another saying I heard years ago, after I had my second miscarriage, darling dear. I was working with this Muslim lady, and she said to me, because she saw me cry, I couldn't stop crying blood. Because when you get pregnant, because I'd already had 2 children, I expected the third would be no problem. But I was living with the devil's diligent worker that liked to argue and fight. He cussed 2 babies out of my womb. But anyway, this woman at work, she goes to me, she said to me, you need to stop crying. That child chose to be your angel, and that child will make sure that you go through the gates of the Most High. When it's your time to go, I stopped crying immediately. It comforted me. And then I found out this scientific evidence of the exchanging of the cells between the mother and the child, darling dears. So if your mother was what? Born of a jackal, right? You've got her cells in your body. You can't do nothing about it, darling dears. But in saying that, I digress. But you know me, I like to come through with the intel. When it's coming out, it's got to come out, darling dears. I have to tell you quick before I forget. Fist bump. These wicked family members, these groups that you no longer see, tables that you no longer sit at, darling dear. Your name is still being mentioned, and they're bent with jealousy. Why? You continue to bend the matrix. I bex you be. I told you, big cat bestie. Prototype of your lineage. You are the prototype. You were sent to show them the way. And what did they do? All right. Let's get the oracle deck. See what else is going on. What do your ancestors think about this? They regret nothing that they did to you, darling dears. Your ancestors ain't ramping. They're coming through with the intel today, blood. They don't regret a thing. A thing. They wanted you to be what? The thumber. The one to take all of their anger out on. The effing liars, I told you, skin peeling liars. They're still lying on your godly name, darling dears. And every one of the lies they tell, it's a boomerang effect. Remember, I told you that, big cat. Them still a lie. They haven't learned no lessons, eh? All of these fell off the back end. Oh, hold on. I'm stretching all of my fingers all the way out to get it. Right? Look, the relationship is over. Right, with those that came in with, they weren't friendship. This looks like a DNA sample. It also looks like the flower of life, darling dear. Allow the situation. Don't be friendly with people that you've left behind. Don't re-friend, right? Re-family member, re-co-work, whatever the re is, darling dear. They can't come back. This is not a true friend. It's a front tabber. They only come for what? Recon, so they can go and tell your business or pour what? Molasses on what you've got going on. Plant a peccadillo of doubt into your cranium, darling dear. Leave them where they are. Oh, no. Friendship with you? Good God, big cat. It's going to make me talk in a what? In a falsetto. No, man. You don't need friends from them. They're liars. And every liar is a thief. A waste of... They waste men and waste girls. Base up, listen. And there's no balance or this stabilization in their life, darling dear. I told you, it's kicking in their house like Jackie Chan. All they did to you, darling dear, they're getting it back. They've got disrespectful progeny. They've got cheating partners. Every one of their friends hates their guts. They're being discussed at every table. All what they did to you, they're getting it back. Remember, I told you that. Let's get some more messages before we get the tarot out. Outrageous, I know. Oh, yeah. Hell to the no. Brock Pocketers has found their address. They ain't even got no money. They've got no Skrilla.com. I told you, the karma is affecting everything. After they're working like a field hand, they've got 2, 3, maybe even 4 jobs, darling dears. And it's not working. The universe says no. What's on the base of the deck? And they're at a fork in the road, darling. What are they in a fork in the road for? Because they want someone to give them benefits. They see what you got going on. They want a handout. They better wait for the hand of God, darling dear, to deal with them. They better not come back. Luke 22:48. They're a back tabber. No, I'm wrong. They're a front tabber. They knew exactly what they was doing. The red flags of it all. I can't make it up. It's got me in a falsetto today, guys. All right. Let's get a deck and see what else is going on. I'm going to use... I've got to use a deck I haven't used in a while. Oh gosh, they're everywhere and I can't... I'll use this one. Yeah, I've got to use the Luminous Rider-Waite deck, darling dear. Them Alta Vada, them wicked, and they're missing. No one called the police. You've done nothing to them. You've got security cameras at your door. You didn't leave your house to do nothing to them. God is handling them. Don't wish no wickedness on them, darling dear. Just pray for strength and guidance and protection. Yeah, they're outrageous and they're missing. And they're still discussing you. They can't stop talking about you. You had to chew off your proverbial foot to get to... Look, the cards ain't even got... You don't even talk to these people. But yet they still talk about you. Give it a good shufti. So what was it the past situation? What was it like being amongst these wicked people? Yeah, they was quick to chat your business, darling dears. But this is, you see in this particular case, this Knight of Swords, they was like a little finger in your life, the hidden hand. 8 of Cups in the reverse, darling dears. There was a little finger bringing trauma and drama and denying everything, darling dears. They was quick to what? Chop it up about you, and they're still talking about you because you've moved on. You've got no more effort to offer this particular wicked public, darling. They're not even family members. They're public, general public. Right under the red flag you go. Clarify this. Oh, all these cards. Yeah. They're going through, some of them are going through what? Mental issues, darling. They're stressed out, can't sleep at night. And it also speaks about medical issues. The sword speaks about medical issues, right? What's this? What's this? The cards is like, here we go around the merry, listen. Here we go around the mulberry bush. Outrageous. The cards don't even want to speak on them. Listen. Let that bad juju stay away. So you can lift a socket to them, big cat. They're stressed, darling. They're depressed, pressed, pumped, and perturbed, right? Because there's no change in their situation. They made it seem like you was the bad person in every single conversation they had. But yet their life is still going down Bobby Brown. Death card. Some of them are at death's door. I told you. They have some kind of surgical procedure and it didn't work. Medical issues. Clarify the death card. What did I say? These manipulative heifers, these mother foes. I told you, all they do is talk about you. And they've manifested what? Illness on themselves, darling dear. And people are speaking about them. Some of them are actually on a knife's edge. What is the wrong with them? Is it because the what? Bill collectors at the door. Yeah. And they don't know nothing about a straw man. Yeah, I'm not going to tell them either. Neither you, big cat. We know how to deal with these people. But then again, I digress. Let's clarify these cards. They're still talking about you, darling dear. And their emotions are high when they think about you. High with what? Wickedness, right? Of what? Envy, hate, and jealousy. Because you got away. You didn't stay. You was there for a while, darling dear. But you made the choice to cut them off. And your cut-off game is for the gods. You had to blind your eye to the situation. This goes to 3 of Swords. All they did was cause you heartbreak hotel, darling dear. Heartbreak after heartbreak. And these are people that did not defend you. 8 of Cups in the reverse. They never defended you to your back to anyone. In fact, they joined the melee of wickedness. Putting in their peccadillos. This is why you had to cut them off. Cut them off. Clarify the cutoff, darling dear. Because you stood in authority, and this is also the God card for some, darling dear. You know your worth and you added tax, the emperor or empress of everything. You left the situation and you bossed up on bitches and mitches. Good for you, big cat. Hurrah! Your Majesty. Love it. Base of the deck. What did I say? Spell casting heifers, right? They're looking back at the past, how you used to be a thumber, darling dears. They would love for you to be in that situation again. I told you they're looking for a helpmate. And if they're in a union with someone, darling dear, this is a husband or wife. They've got what? A Jezebel spirit as a partner. And a child is born outside of their situation. Yeah, all of this and that, darling dear. Clarify the Queen of Wands on her face. What did I say? They're a page to your Emperor energy. This is how you're standing up, darling dears. You are taking care of everything. This is about creating true structure in your life. Mars and Aries energy. It comes with the energy of the number 4. You're manifesting what? Stability and structure in your life. The number 4 also in numerology represents Leo as well as Aquarius energy. Leo's what? The fifth house. The fifth house of what? Drama.com, darling dear. They took a risk when they tried to go up against you. This lying liar. And they're a page. Pwah! That likes to make up stories. The page of cups on his face lives in fantasy land, darling dear. Base of the deck. Oh, what did I just say? Pocketers, buddy. Have you got a time? They ain't got a dime, darling dear. The money's what? Going out, running through their fingers, right? Debt collectors at the door. They've got money issues. Pentacles on the reverse is health issues, darling dear. It also speaks about the disloyalty around them. They can't trust no one, not even their own shadow after dark. Well, good golly and gosh, imagine that. They're going through a season of reversing their finances, darling dear, in their health, right? And their emotions are high about you, darling dear. They think about you at night time mostly. Why? I already told you. Your ancestral team ain't ramping. Likes to wake them up at the 3 a.m. to remind them of that you're winning. Yeah, you're balanced, you're patient. Yes, and you're having a lovely time. And you're protected. They wake up at night time thinking about you. Hiding their emotions, stuck on you, darling dear. Right? You who is solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. You'd rather be alone, right? Matter of fact, you started telling people you're an orphan. You don't have any mother or father or sister or what cousins, what's that? Show it to me in the dictionary so we can understand what it means. You let them all go, big cat. Bravo. You have to remember, favor always favors the brave. You was brave enough to walk alone, and they can't do that. This is why they're still in the dysfunctional paradigms, darling dear, where they can't even trust their own shadow after dark. 9 of Wands, right? They're paranoid in the situations where they find themselves, darling dears. Paranoid. What's this? They got a flipping cheek and they're not sad about what they said or did to you. And you have not got this, and there's not a tear in the room, mate. You dried your eyes. You're drying your eyes, matter of fact, on the Pentacles, because you've got responsibilities that you're able to balance out. You're even able to put some away. Is that cryptocurrency I hear you shout at the screen? Yes, baby. No looking back. You ain't sad about the situation. You got over it, you funk. You couldn't get over it. But when you took the knee, right? And divine said, turn that shapely back, blood, bra, or stream, and I will cover you. Psalms 91:1. Turn your back on that toxic temporary situation. Maybe you stayed there too long before you realize you don't need them. They're not in charge of you blinking and breathing and getting to the bag. Are you mad? If they was, you'd be a pauper. You'd be in the streets like that lady. What's her name? Cersei in Game of Thrones. They'll have you walking through the street with this bell behind you going, shame, shame. And they're the ones that needs to be ashamed, darling, of how they treated you. They're watching you, right? What's this? Swords also speaks about communication. They've heard it or they know something about you. Either they was told or your ancestors showed them, darling dear. Apart from the fact that you're standing out for being different. Hermit energy, Virgo energy. They're saying that you're looking healthy these days, right? Being out in the cold was the best thing for you, darling dear. Why? Because you don't need to be around the pocketers, the wicked. This is a sister. It could be an older sister. Or it could be a younger sister, but it's a sister in particular that really hates she don't hate your guts. She really hates your guts. And it's affecting her mental health, darling dear. It could be a brother, but then again, gender is fluid. Someone in particular, a sibling, really hates your guts. And all they do is talk about you. They're not even focusing on their progeny that is waiting for them to die. I told her they got some kind of an illness. And they've got a big fat insurance claim on them, darling dear. Yeah. Because they're not going to survive the illness that they're going through at this moment in time. A lingering illness. What's this? Is there more drama? Spell casting. Some of them even went to get a reading on you and paid a spellcaster for your downfall, darling dears. That was not good money that was spent, darling dear. High Priestess on its face. Yes. And yet they've got secrets that they're going to take to their grave about what they did to you, darling dears. They paid for you to die, for you to lose everything, right? They wanted you out in the streets, barking at passing cars, arse out, dressing like Quasimodo's bestie, yes, and begging back their friendship. That hurt me right in my ovaries, darling dears. What about this lingering death situation, darling dear? Good golly and gosh, unable to transform, no change to their situation, right? And they're clinging to a past situation. They're remembering when they used to keep you stuck, right? And do all sorts of wickedness to you. Hangman. They're remembering it. They wish they still had you in this. Look! They wish they still had you in the same way, on a knife's edge, nervous, able to what? Get up-to-date intel so they could what? Bandy your name around and try and bring it down with their what? Was it? Their tongue that licks the devil's balls before they mention you, darling dears. Moon card on its face, return to sender. Whatever they try to do to you, darling dear. Your ancestral team ain't having it, blood, brah, or sistrine. Why? Because when you took the knee, you didn't pay for revenge. You prayed for strength, guidance, and protection. And the karma has found their address. Libra energy. Yes, baby, the 7th house, the house of partnerships. You rescinded, right, all contracts with those family members. Blood is thicker than water, and both can drown you, darling dears. And if I had a cup of water and I saw one, if I was on the road, right, let's do a once upon a time story. Once upon a time, the big cat was rolling out in her chariot of righteousness in a darkest glass. And lo and behold, when Big Cat came off her hill, because I told you I live on top of a hill, I saw my family members spontaneously combust. And I had water in my car, in my chariot. And you know what the Big Cat did? That's right, bestie. She drank that water and carried on. She didn't even stop for the spectacle. Right? They got bad luck on them, darling dear. Some of them can't even get it up. Yes, baby, it's affecting their genitalia. So it could be an illness that affects their genitalia area, darling dears. There's something going on there, mate. Something ain't right. It ain't right. All of that they listen. Look at this. Karma on top of karma. A kill out them kuati. Serves their right for wishing this. Now they got a fork in the road, looking for benefits. The benefit of what? Living a clean, healthy life. The benefit of being able to sleep at night. The benefit of having a true friend. You gave them true friendship and support, and they laughed at you. Maybe you had spiritual practices. They're calling you an obeah woman, a witch doctor. You're a this, you're a that. They call you everything but a child of God. Imagine that. But yet they can't cure the illness that's on them, because for every wicked thought and action and word they put against you, Big Cat, the light bearer of your lineage, them I get it. Them I get it. The universe says no. This master manipulators, they manipulate the situation, but yet they can't manipulate the illness out their body though. They can't manipulate those wicked friends that they have that are talking about them though. They can't manipulate themselves into good health, can they? No. Oh, breadcrumbs, darling dear, breadcrumbs. They had some kind of reprieve. They thought they was getting better, but it was the illness setting in, darling dear. They had an upturn, then it went down, Bobby Brown. Oh, they've got what? Demons on them, darling dear. Demons. You know the demons that like to attach to negativity? Yes, temperance on its face. And they're really impatient at this moment in time. Impatient and they're nervous. I told you, the bill collectors at the Dow. Yeah, being sick and someone beating down your door always. Listen, I've always said, my dear Big Cat, if ever you feel unloved in this world and nobody's looking for you, stop paying your bills. They'll send you letters, they'll phone you, they'll come to your house, they'll sit with you, they'll even take off things off your hands that you no longer need, like your cooker, your sofa, your car. Yes. Well, they did all of that, and that's what's happening to them now. Base of the deck, darling dear. They would love you to return. because they don't have no new opportunities. And I told you, if they've got progeny, their progeny is Chucky personified and manifested on Earth, darling. They're on Malkuth. Their progeny are Skullduggerous, and they're waiting for them to die. Yeah, all these bad contracts they made and a bad contact. And I told you, if they've got a partner, the partner is scandalous, darling dear. A full-on wee willy winky. And the child was born, not of their womb, darling dear. Not of their womb. What did I tell you about that unhappy household that they are the head of? They're just counting the minutes for them to die, darling dears. Good God. What's the matter with these cards? And all that time, here you are, minding your own business. No one could mind their business like the big cat when they've said they've done. They've finished. Stick a fork in me and pull me out, yeah, out of the oven, the fire that they wanted you to burn in, darling dears. Drama free, minding your business, blood. And yet, more, can you stand any more Skrilla, darling dears? This goes to 10 of Pentacles. You focused on your work, your mental health. You focused on your physical health. You focused on your job. This is higher learning. You did studying. You studied them. This is what the Bible always says. Know your enemy, darling. You got to know the enemy in order not to fall into that wicked trap again. It also speaks about loyalty coming towards you, but it also speaks about the due diligence that you put into your healing and bending the matrix. You're bad alone. Come through, Shensia. Posh, clap. Whoa, them don't like it. Yeah, and as far as they're concerned, you're the Queen of Swords on her forehead, blood. You will come with facts, not feelings. The Queen of Swords, right? Some may say, they would like to say that you're bitter. You're not bitter. When you tell people the truth, it's like what? Holy water on their skin. They sweat like a hoe in church, darling dear. They don't like to hear the truth. And if they dare come into your hemisphere, they're going to get the what? The dubplate remix of their wickedness, darling. You just tell them in a matter-of-fact kind of a way. Queen of Swords in reverse. You're not having it. You're not going to entertain that energy ever again. Allow them. Too busy being motivated, darling dear, tapping into your higher mind and putting your back into it as you follow whatever you want towards your dreams, your goals, and your wants. Love it. I told you, there's no healing in that situation. It's over. You finished. You didn't want to be around with whom? Pennywise, son or daughter. Yes, baby. 144 in the chat. What did I say? When the big cat is assembled, darling dears, blessed and highly favored. They got illnesses, lying, cheating, and they dare to have the effrontery to be at a fork in the road. Which fork they're on? The pitchfork. That's going to take them straight back to the crevice of the devil's balls. Yes. They don't like the fact that you've created benefits in your life, darling dear. Right. Let's get another deck. So do we go back to this deck or do we take another deck? Let's take another deck. Let's get the other half of this deck. What's on they need help, darling dear. We told you already, right? Me did tell you, so they need an exorcist, darling dear, right? They need a psychologist and a psychologist, darling dear. They're psychopath, sociopath, nurse. They're all of them, darling dear. They've got some kind of ology on them. They wanted you to lose, darling dears. They was praying for your downfall. They was praying for you to die in isolation. But you use that isolation. Listen, the baddest people in this world are the ones that know how to walk alone, that are self-reliant, darling dear, able to find a nickel and make it into a mackle, darling dear. Make a penny into a pound. You're doing it, big cat, and they wanted you to lose, right? But you got the bad-ass alchemist ways. I told you, you were sent to be the light bearer amongst them. Magician is air, as well as Mercury energy. You've got a rational mind. Some of you are busy, While they're languishing, can't sleep at night time. You're planning vacations. You're catching flights, and they're in their feelings. You educate yourself on wicked people, darling dear. You understood the assignment. You understood what was going on, right? Outrageous. They're hearing that you piglet up, shit cupcakes and fart rain. You're nothing like a merchant of slander, right? To watch you closely with the children of the corn. Aye. And bring all that intel to them. They'd rather punch themselves in the face and beat off their ears than listen to you rising from the ashes as only a big cat can. What's this? you're going to get a message, darling dear. Or they got a message about you. What did I say? All they do is watch what you've got going on. They are they are the perpetrator of the fake IDs online. They're always making up different IDs so they can spy, and everything they see is a stab to that black space, which is supposed to be a heart chakra, darling dears. 144 in the chat. They are a Decepticon. I told you, the devil's most diligent worker, and everything they wished for you is gone them. Everything they said about you, darling dears, they sat there and pretended that they were sorry and sad when you was going through your things. They was laughing in their heart. Why? Because they couldn't wait for you to get up so they could spread the word. From that same table you no longer sit at. Your name is being mentioned in rooms your feet will never tread in again, darling dears. Yeah, because you're trung. You got no S. You're trung. You've gone past the strength, darling dear. Right? You're trung. Love it. I don't hate it. What does Kipper say about these bottom feeders with their what trippy talker ways and the T-Rex arms? These hood-looking alfalfas that are bed-bound. Bed-bound. Right? What did I say? Some of them ain't gonna make it, blood. They're not gonna make it. While you get a new lease on life like a child. Yeah, love it. What did I say? All of the energy they wasted on you, wasted your time, your energy, all of that good, somebody's wasting their time, and their time is being stolen from them. Because where? They're going to tell God what they did to you, darling dears, what they continue to do when you didn't even have a paw in the fight, when you minded your own business. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here, or take the hop, skip and jump to the TikTok where I upload videos on a daily basis. Blood is thicker than water, yet both can drown you. You had the fortitude, the foresight, and the push in the back by your ancestral team to cut yourself away from those situations and circumstances. And ever since then, your life is filled with that big P. What's that? Peace. Peace which can't be bought or bartered. Leave them where they are. Jealousy, envy, and hate are kill out them kwati. And this is where it's going to take them. Yes, we're all going to die, but guess what? They're going to do it before you, darling dear. The 10 is the number, also the number of karma, is completion and ending of the cycle. Oh, well, and you won't be attending their funeral. Why would you? You'll be singing Shall We Gather by the River with no tears on your face. You're not fake, darling dear. You ain't going. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. No rest for the wicked. Isaiah 48.